There it is.
All right, I can go now, I suppose. A good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ben Chandler. I chair the Kentucky State Board of Elections, and I'm now calling to order the November 16th, 2021 regular meeting of the Kentucky State Board of Elections. In order to do that, I would like for the members of the board to introduce themselves. I see we definitely have a quorum, and I'll start on my screen from the left. James.
Yes, good morning. James Lewis, retired county clerk, Leshman County.
Jerry.
Jerry Johnson, member from Franklin County.
Dwight.
Yes, hello everyone. Dwight Sears, member, Pulaski County.
Lynn.
Good afternoon. Lynn Lane, retired clerk from Ballard County.
Sherry.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sherry Whitehouse, member, Bullitt County.
Deanna. You're on mute, Deanna.
Oops, sorry, I thought I'd hit it. Good afternoon, Deanna Brangers, member, Jefferson County.
And Corey.
Corey Skolnick, member, Jefferson County.
And our esteemed Secretary of State, Michael Adams. Michael.
Good afternoon, Michael Adams, Secretary of State, non-voting member.
We also have with us a brand new person, not new to a lot of folks in Kentucky, but new as I guess the president of the County Clerks Association, and that's Jason Denny, the County Clerk of Anderson County. Jason, would you say hello?
Hello, Jason Denny from Anderson County, and it's a privilege to be here representing the County Clerks Association.
Very good. We also have staff with us from the Board of Elections. We have our attorney, Taylor Brown. We have Sheila Walker. We have Karen Sellers, who is the Assistant Director, and I suppose acting director at the moment, although that's not formal, but she's the person in charge day to day. And we've got, I see Tom Watson is logged on, but I don't see Tom. Anyway, hello to everybody, and we will start with the agenda, but I want to tell you we're going to have shortly, earlier than on your agenda, we're going to move into executive session because we've got a personnel issue to discuss, and there are some members who may have to leave early, so we're going to do that first. Well, not first, but after we do 3 or 4 things, and I'm going to also call on Jason before we go there to give the county clerk's report, so he doesn't have to stay on through our executive session. Anyway, the first item on the agenda is to read and approve the October meeting, October 19th, 2021 meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes, or does anybody have any changes they want to make?
So
Motion
moved.
to approve.
Second.
All right, we've got, let's see, we've got a motion, I guess, from James to approve, James Lewis, and member Jerry Johnson has seconded it. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Very good. Next item is to certify the votes of the special election that was held earlier this month. We had 3 special elections here in Kentucky. Apparently they went off without a hitch, but I think I'm going to turn this over to you, Mr. Secretary, if you don't mind. You may or may not be prepared for this, but if you happen to have the results at your fingertips or would like to say anything else about it, I'd offer that to you at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This will be my report since I'm speaking early. To your point earlier, you're exactly right. These elections went off swimmingly, no problems. We're really proud to have implemented House Bill 574 from this past legislative session, permanent fixture now, the absentee ballot request portal, the cure process, early voting and vote centers, among other changes. This is kind of interesting to me. I have no no skin in the game for which method voters use to vote, whether they vote on election day or before election day or absentee or what have you. I encourage everyone to find the right choice for them. But this is kind of interesting. A couple points. Number one, we had a bump in turnout from the last special election. It was about 15% higher in this special election than it was in the last special election under similar circumstances. I'm not counting the one for the state Senate seat in the primary in June last year. Obviously, that was a unique situation because there was a primary going on at the same time. But to go back to February of 2020, we had a couple of legislative elections at that time, and the turnout has gone up significantly since that time. So that's encouraging. A second point, again, how people vote is their choice. I don't have a preference as long as they vote. But this is interesting to me. I thought that probably going forward, we would not return to the days when only 2% of voters voted by absentee ballot, because way more than 2% of voters qualify to vote by absentee ballot. I figured we have some sort of delayed reaction from last year. A lot of people were exposed to it for the first time. They became comfortable with it. They utilized it to vote in a pandemic in pretty big numbers. Only 2% of the vote was cast by absentee ballot in these three special elections. That's not just an average of the three. That's true really of all three of them. Again, that's not good or bad news. It's really something I'm neutral on. But this suggests to me that in 2022 and subsequently, we'll probably go back to the way things were previously, with nearly all voters choosing to vote in person instead of by absentee ballot. The real change is the day people pick to vote of their options. In this election, 77% of the voters voted on that Tuesday. 21% of the voters voted before that Tuesday on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I don't have at my fingertips the breakdown of those 3 days. Maybe someone does. I'd welcome that if we have it. So what this suggests to me, just trying to look at this number objectively, is I do think that adding the 3 days did contribute to a bump in turnout. I don't think that the absentee made that much of a difference, but I do think that the early voting days did contribute to turnout, because the turnout on election day was about what it had been previously. It's those other days that contributed to the higher turnout in my estimation. So I'm glad that we had an opportunity to go ahead and implement this in an environment where essentially it was a test case or a pilot project, only a few counties. It went really well. And so that's a good sign going into 2022 when all of this will be implemented statewide. That's all I
That's
have.
very, very interesting. Thank you for that. Would you like to read out the results so we can certify them, or would you like for us to do it here at the state board?
Oh, I'm happy to do it. So on page 6 of your board book, first we have the 51st representative, State House representative results. And those are in sum, Michael Sarge Pollock, 5,217. Edwin Eddie Rogers, 1,700 votes. Timothy Gordon Schaefer, independent, 161 votes. In the 22nd district of the state Senate, on page 8 of your board book, here are those results. Donald R. Douglas, 9,733. Helen Bukulmes, 3,725. And write-in, Syndicate Dunn, 150. And then finally, in the 89th House District on page 10, Timmy Truitt received 3,859, and Maitane Surmak received 1,097.
All right, very good. We have those 3 elections. Secretary Adams has read the vote totals out. Does anybody have any questions about the validity of these vote totals? Hearing none, I think it's time for the state board to certify these 3 results, and we'll just take them as a group if that's all right. Do we have a motion to certify the winners of these 3 elections and the results in these 3 elections?
So
So
moved.
moved.
I heard,
Second.
heard Member Lewis make the motion and Member Lane the second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Very good. The votes are certified, and we've got 3 new members of the General Assembly. The next item on our agenda is approval or ratification of county boards of election. We've got 2 that look fairly straightforward that we can talk about. The first one is in Trimble County, and the second one is in Boyd County. The first one, Trimble County, looks to be ratification, and the second one is an approval. Karen, would you like to explain this further?
Each of these counties, Trimble and Boyd, had a resignation of their Democratic member. Trimble, like you said, would be a ratification. Boyd is actually for approval. But they both submitted the appropriate paperwork and ready for ratification in Trimble and approval for Boyd.
Okay, can I have a motion to ratify the replacement in Trimble County?
So moved.
Motion by Member Johnson. Do I have a second? Second by who? I missed who that was. Dwight. Second by Member Sears. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Very good. Now to approve the member in Boyd County, it's a Democratic member. The replacement seems to all be in order. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
A motion by Member Brangers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Lane. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Very good. Now moving on to the next item, it's Magoffin County. That's a vote on the Democratic removal, and apparently we had the Democratic member removed, and a replacement has been suggested. Karen, can you explain this situation to us?
We received all the appropriate paperwork. The Democrat Party in Magoffin County, their executive committee removed their Democratic member, and the minutes are there and their organizational meeting where that took place. They did supply the paperwork with the 5 names as they should through the party. And seeing as this was a removal, Taylor did review the paperwork to ensure that it was done appropriately, and we determined that it was, and it is actually ready for approval of the replacement of the top name on the list is Emma Wireman.
So everything has been done appropriately
Yes, sir.
according to your all's checks. Anybody have any questions about this?
I move approval, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we've got a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
So moved.
Second by Member Brangers. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, very good. The next item is ratification of SBE 60A nominating petition form. Karen, could you explain that to us very quickly?
There was a request for a technical change to this form. Mr. Secretary, you may weigh in on this as well, but it is, I believe it's a technical change, correct?
That's right. There's only one thing on here that's changed. As you all may know, our office puts up on our website every type of filing form someone would need to run for office, even if they don't register with our office to run. This form is an example of that. This is a filing document for local office to be filed with the county clerk. There are some cities that use a primary. Some cities in Kentucky that have partisan primaries for public office. And unfortunately, the prior version of this form didn't specify primary versus regular. And so at the request of those cities, we've added that to this form, but that's the only change.
Anybody, any member have any question about this? Okay, can I have a motion to ratify?
Yes, I make that motion.
Motion by member Lane, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by member Lewis, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Very good. Now I'm gonna move to, I'm gonna skip a couple of things and move to
Mr.
the.
Chairman, your,
Yes,
your audio's really crackling.
mine is.
Yes.
Let me check just a
I
second.
thought that was me.
All right now,
Oh,
I was trying to figure out, I thought it was me.
can you hear me now?
We can hear you. It's just real,
there's static.
yeah, there's static.
Yeah, a lot of static.
Turn off your ham radio.
Because I'm actually in the Board of Elections office.
And we have rescue on the way.
All right,
Very good.
all right, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Excellent, good fix, thank you. All right, is there anything I need to repeat? Or do you think we're all right?
I think we're okay.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over now to Jason Denny for his report for the Kentucky County Clerks Association. And Jason, this is your first meeting as the president of the association. We welcome you, and the floor is yours.
Well, I'll be short and brief. Since this is my first meeting, I'm just getting my feet wet and everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Chris did a wonderful job, and it will be definitely hard to fill his shoes, but I've got him right. I've got him a phone call away. I'll say that. I just want to reiterate that a thank you to the State Board of Elections, the whole group of you all that are appointed, but especially the employees behind the scenes. The willingness from the state board to come to the County Clerks Association monthly to give an update. Taylor and Karen have been there. Jared was there before then, working with these monies that we may receive for our precincts, for our voting equipment. They're continually to be in contact with us to keep us updated on any information they have. It is just a wonderful relationship that we have with State Board, the Secretary of State's office. I can't say enough about Heather Quinn, a very good appointment. Of course, Jenny, the secretary, and David Harris. But it's just refreshing to know that we take politics aside and we all dig in to make the election process better. And it's just, I can't say much more about that. The standing invitation that we have as county clerks to come and speak to you all and bring you up to date of anything that's going on in the association as it relates to elections. We do appreciate that, that avenue to come and speak to you all. That's about all I have this month, but thank you once again for all the relationship that we currently have with both agencies.
Thank you for that, Jason. Very grateful. And we, of course, are incredibly grateful for the good work that the county clerks do. It's been a heck of a last couple of years. And you guys really stepped up and did something to put an election on unlike any that we've ever had before, and something that you all never had to do before. And it was just remarkable what you managed to do with almost, I think, total success. So it was just really well done, and we thank you for that. And I think everybody here on the state board and associated with the state board surely feels that our relationship with the county clerks is wonderful and critical.
Well, thank you. And I'll tell you, Taylor is like a Duracell battery. He takes the punches from us county clerks on the stand and just keeps on going. He does not shy away from an answer. If he doesn't know it, he brings it back to us the next month. So for to still be a newbie, as we call him, and Karen as well, they don't shy away. They come right at it full force. And it's just a nice atmosphere to be part of. Thank you all.
Well, Taylor has learned very well, I guess, when dealing with a lot of elected politicians, that you've got to be a good punching bag. So congratulations to you, Taylor. I also would like to comment about the politics of all of this. I think this board and the county clerks and Mr. Secretary, you too, we've all tried very hard to take the politics out of our elections, at least the running of our elections, as best as we can. And I've been around long enough to know that you can never take all the politics out of anything, but we sure are trying here at the state board. We're trying very, very hard to run it in a nonpartisan fashion. And I just want to lift up everybody who's been involved on every level in that undertaking, because if there ever was a time when we needed somebody to act as if they were nonpartisan, I believe it's now. And we're trying to do it. And the results have been good. So with that, thank you, Jason. Wonderful to have you on board. Anybody else want to comment about any of that?
Just welcome, Jason.
Thank you.
All right, very good. I'm going to move into special session if I can get a motion to do so, into executive session, I should say. And we will be back after the executive session to finish up a few items. But Jason, I wanted to let you go if you wanted to. You can always come back if you'd like to, but you don't need to.
Okay.
Anyway, do we have a motion to move into executive session?
So
Motion.
moved.
Second.
A motion by member Brangers and a second by member Johnson. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.